So, welcome to A Bit Twisted. Today is my first official day in the new studio. Got a few things put up and had to do a little spinning here for you. So the flax I'm using is from Berta's Flax, all the way from Germany. These are old dowry strips of flax that you can see up on the wall over here, and also what I'm spinning. This stuff is super fine. It's not super long, but it is really, really fine thread and fibers to make thread for weaving. And that's what I do. So I'm not here for long today, but I just had to sit down and spin a little bit after I got some supplies over here, and we'll see how things progress from here. So today is officially day one. Doors open to the street. People can see me in here spinning, and they're welcome to come in, ask questions if they wish, and I hope they do. I've had a few people kind of walk by and kind of give me a strange eyeball, seeing a guy here spinning. But yeah, that's what I do. So I'm spinning mostly because I want to make fabric. So that's my fabric is my goal. Spinning is just part of the process. And spinning this stuff from Berta's Flax is absolutely the dream. I can spin it super thin. It's not very fuzzy. I'm spinning it pretty much dry with a little bit of finger spit. Just to help out a little bit, and it's even doubled up when I apply it. It's thin lace weight, so it's thin. So this was just mostly a test. So my package from Berta's Flax showed up today. I have 10 pounds, or 5 kilos, a little more than 10 pounds, that I purchased. This wasn't just stuff gifted to me. This was stuff that I actually purchased. Took quite a bit of time to get here, but it was definitely well worth the wait. I'm very impressed. This is something to strive for in processing, in growing and processing flax. I hope to achieve this level of fine fiber myself. And I think I can. I think I know what to do. I have made some really fine fiber, not quite as soft as this. And I think some of it's the timing of when you actually harvest. So just as the plant's flowering, I think, is when the time is to get this nice fine fiber, and then you leave some in the garden to go to seed, so you can have that. And the rougher fiber, the coarser fiber, would be good for coarse, thick rugs, things like that. This would be fine stuff for shirts and wearable clothing. That's where I'm at with this. So just to let you know, this is day one, and we'll continue forth and I'll do videos as often as possible over here, and come over here as often as possible to spin, maybe do classes, all that good stuff. So we have a gal next door that's a fabric store. She does sewing, fabric stuff, all that, sewing supplies, things like that. Another person next to me, they do pottery and other goodies. And I'm doing photography and linen. So when I get home today, I'm going to put some flax into the redding tank, and hopefully we'll have some fine fiber, because it's thin, it's short, and some of it hadn't even gone to seed. So we shall see what I get. So this fiber here is definitely not as long as the fiber that I picked up from Egypt. But this, I guess, is kind of a typical length from European countries, Germany, those places. So this came from an old dowry from a long time ago. I don't even know exactly who. But it was usually the men who would process this and then create a big chest full of strix, so the women and the wife could spin and make cloth and make tablecloths and whatnot. Way back in the day, when this was a very common thing. So here we are. That many years ago, this stuff is still good. It hasn't gotten weakened, it hasn't fallen apart. It's just like it was brand spanking new. And that stuff is just amazing. Okay, so we're going to call it quits here on this first video, and we'll resume in another day. Thanks for watching. Well, I decided to kind of do a little bit more close up here. So that was a little thick spot there, much thicker than I expected. Let's see if I can get a different point of view on this. Come in from behind me here. Okay. So I have my gauge here, so this gauge is way thinner than that. And then if I apply it there, it's going to be a kind of a lace weight. As for spinning clockwise or counterclockwise, I don't think it matters, but you should have a definite direction that you always do this in, so you always know which direction your thread was spun. I think that's the reason why they say counterclockwise. So when you're doing flax versus wool, you're not going to get the two mixed up. But I don't think it matters. There may be some fibers that should go one way versus the other, but I don't think this matters. But to be consistent, or if you're going to use someone else's flax, hopefully they are spinning counterclockwise for their singles. That way you can ply it correctly if you're going to apply it before you weave with it. And I think a long time ago people used to spin this and then they'd send it to the weavers. And they would either ply it or they'd run it singles. I'm not sure that the person spinning was the one who did the plying as well, because the rug maker or whatever the weaver may want like 3-ply, and so that way they can do that if they have consistent bobbins of similar size and direction of spin. To me, that sounds more appropriately how it was done. And again, just to reiterate, the spit on the fingers is used very lightly to dampen thread, but mostly to give, it really does give a good grip. It's kind of grippy when you're spinning, so you can, so your fingers aren't slipping and sliding. Okay, that's too thin there. I need to, so anyway, I'm going to call it here. We're just going to leave that dangled because I'm going to continue later when I come back. So for now, that's what we got.